because you might not know these guys. Jimmy Blanton was a young guy. He came out of Duke Ellington's band, and he died very young. Unfortunately, he got pneumonia or something and just died really young, man, like in his early 20s. But he had already laid down um, a new way of playing the bass. Okay, he had laid down a new way of soloing. He was already in the new generation, so he's another precursor. He's another precursor. Okay, so now Louis Armstrong, another precursor. Louis Armstrong, of course, is known as the father of. He's like the trumpet king, and he's also known as one of the fathers of jazz, right? But he's also really a precursor to the bebop because what he was playing, Bird had absorbed all of it. Like these guys had absorbed, like Dizzy absorbed all of it. Now, there's a couple of trumpet players like Roy Eldridge was a student, was a guy that came out of Louis style that influenced Dizzy. So it's like Dizzy, Roy Eldridge, and then back to Louis. You see how that works? So that's how it works, you guys. So you might say, okay, now you're close to Alan Palmer. You're close to Ahmed Abdullah. You're close to James Hurd. Well, Ahmed Abdullah was close to Sun Ra. I was close to Jackie McLean. So it's the same type of thing, you guys. You get who you're close with and you grab some of that shit. Just grab it, take it, put it in your concept, and put it in there. Okay? You see, because when you look at a tree, no one sees your concept. No one can see your roots. You see, that's why it's really cool you guys come in here and get this secret stuff. You guys are going to be way ahead of the other musicians in your generation. Trust me. Okay? Now, just going through some of these people. Okay, now, okay, Louis. Now, this guy's important. Very important. Harmonically, conceptually, how he had taken music that was happening before. He took all of the stride playing. He took all of the classical music because he could play anything. This guy he was like the greatest piano player maybe ever, because if you listen to him, it's just, I don't know if you piano players listen to him, but if you do, you might have to, it's hard to believe what he's doing. It's like, it's breathtaking. He sounds like three piano players at the same time. And he was blind, illegally blind, but he had all of those gifts, those musical gifts. So when he came to New York, he just really took over the Harlem stride that was going on, like Fats Waller and those guys. We can have a whole day to talk about the piano tradition, but he was like the king of the piano. When he got to New York, he became the king. He had to earn it. Because he came from out of town, and there was a lot of shit happening in New York. There was James P. Johnson innovating. He's one of the creators of stride. You got Fats Waller, his disciple. I mean, those Willie the Lion Smith, those guys were laying it down. And so Art came in. He was like an outsider in a way, and they checked him out. They were checking him out, and he was accepted. He was accepted. And Harold, as a matter of fact, there's a story. I think Fats Waller, them cats tried to pick him up and carry him out the club because he was so amazing. And then Fats Waller, who was amazing himself, he tipped his hat to Art. Anytime Art Tatum walked in the club, he said, "Man, God is in town. God has walked in the door," And so Tatum took all of the music and he was innovating, doing incredible things. So Bird, Charlie Parker, peeped it. And he made a conscious decision to dishwash. He got a dishwashing job where Tatum was playing, just so he could hear this guy every night. That's what Bird did. Got himself a gig working at a dishwasher so he could listen to Tatum. So this guy, we call him a precursor, and we also nickname him the Bridge, because he kind of was the bridge from the old style to the new style, harmonically, rhythmically, all that stuff. He was like a bridge. Okay, he was like a bridge. He's not stride player 100%. He's not a bebop player 100%. He's a bridge. Okay, he's a precursor and a bridge. Okay, so Art Tatum, you can check his music and blow your mind on your own time. Now, Mary Lou Williams. I want to talk about Mary. We don't talk about a lot of the sisters, but you have to talk about Mary. Mary Lou Williams was like the mother of bebop. She was like the mother of bebop, you know, and she nurtured a lot of the young cats, especially piano players. She used to have in her house, she would have gatherings, and like Art Tatum would be there, Monk would be there, James P would show up, Bud would show up. Anybody who was anybody in Harlem, piano players would have to go to Mary's house. You know, have to go there and just integrate with the cats. And so she taught a lot of cats. I mean, I've heard some stories that could be hard to believe. Like she would be cooking in the kitchen and like somebody would hit a wrong note. She'll come out with a ruler and be like, bam, hit Monk on the hand on the piano, man. It'd be like, what? Like, you know, I mean, she was like that. She was like a mother to those guys, you know? And so she's very important. And her music is so amazing. Her music is an innovation, and she's a precursor and a bebop player as well.